everyone should feel proud of their business, and most people do. But unfortunately, public speaking gets in the way of putting that across. Public speaking is one of the biggest fears there is, with heights and spiders and things like that. And for people to fall at that hurdle, I think is really unfortunate. So what I try to do is to help them with their voice, their presentation, the way they sit, the way they come across, so that it's not only something they can do, but something they really enjoy and love doing by the end of the process. From when I was very young, I've been listening to people read, people make speeches, people act, and I've always been fascinated by the way that the voice creates an emotional response, the power that it can have, especially for people who've done the right training. You can have amazing responses from people, and I think that was what initially got me into it. I've done some training at RADA, and I am currently studying drama. I have directed and acted in multiple plays, both my own work and that of already published playwrights. So my experience is quite vast. I very proudly presented in front of 2,000 people at The Hague a few years ago, the subject being on something I'm not particularly interested in terms of politics, but that aside, I fielded questions from this huge crowd, and I've also done some teaching of English to Japanese students. It is something that everyone can learn, and there's always room for improvement. There's no upper bound. You're not suddenly perfect at public speaking, but there is a process, I think, that everyone can use. It's about creating inner belief. Most of the time, what people are afraid of is a belief in their head that says, I cannot do this. So it's about changing that, and that's quite a long process. But on the surface level, there are lots of things that one can do to immediately create better presentation skills, to do with the way that you sit, thinking about where your voice comes from. So in terms of perfect speaking voice, in terms of the most powerful controlling voices, they come from the chest, upper chest and lower chest. And I can help you with the way that you sit, the way that you stand, the way that you move, to make sure that that voice comes out clearly and powerfully. It's creating inner confidence whilst improving the way that you display it. So it's a two-pronged kind of approach to dealing with the issue, on the outside and the inside.